Welcome to my 2025 room tour / collection tour. This is a video that I've been dreaming of for a long time, and now I'm finally able to do that, and you guys probably can't grasp how happy I am about this. For the majority of my time as a collector, I didn't really have a collection room or any kind of display besides the two shelves in my other room, and so most of my stuff was either stored away or was collecting dust on the floor. So to finally have the opportunity to not only properly display my collection, but also show it off on this YouTube channel is awesome, and I hope you will enjoy it just as much as I do. It is mostly LEGO Star Wars what I'm going to show you, but also some other Star Wars stuff like Black Series, Hot Toys, a bunch of Funkos, and even a whole cabinet of Lord of the Rings stuff, so let's waste no time and let's dive straight into it. So let's start with the first glass cabinet display case that you see when you enter this room. It's directly next to the door, and this is also on top of a Calyx unit. I have both of my full glass cabinet display cases on top of a Calyx cube, just to see everything a little bit better because it's now erased from the floor, and so you can see everything at least a little better. On top of it, there is the newest LEGO Star Wars gunship. This is the Coruscant Guard gunship. It's on a stand that I had left over. Of course, all of my shelves are kind of dust-proofed, not 100%, but mostly. And inside, you're gonna find the first autograph thing that I have in my collection. This is an autograph by Paul Blake, who plays Greedo in the original trilogy. It's on a Black Series figure and also in an acrylic display case, just to secure it from dust and everything. I really like this piece, looks phenomenal. It was really nice to meet him also on the con. He was really a nice person to meet. And down below we have the Hot Toys Padme Amidala, one of my holy grails in my collection. I don't know why, but I just really like this outfit, and this whole figure is just amazing. Like usual with Hot Toys, it comes with a great base, which is awesome. It's from the Droid Factory, and overall a really great looking figure with an awesome head sculpt. Hot Toys is just something different. I plan on either getting the Episode 2 version from Anakin from Hot Toys to pair with her, or maybe some Phase 1 clone or clone pilot, but we'll see in the future. Down below there are two more autographs, one from Anthony Daniels C-3PO, which is probably my coolest autograph here. He was also at the same con, pretty nice to meet him. I think the white just really pops on the figure. It's also a Black Series figure, of course, and also in an acrylic display case. And right next to the autograph from C-3PO, we have an autograph by Dad Ramiro, or let's better say Denise Goch, her actress. Also really nice to meet her, and I think once again it looks really cool with this white on the Black Series figure, and once again in an acrylic display case. I plan on maybe getting an autograph from the actor of Boba Fett, Tamora Morrison, this year, but yeah, I will show you this in the future. Down below there is the last shelf of this glass cabinet, and here are some things where I don't really know where to put them, but I still want to display them. In the back there is a sealed copy of the Darth Revan poly bag from 2014. This was made the 4th GWP, which I didn't get around 2014. I bought it sometimes, I think 2 years ago or something like that. And in front of this we have the newest GWP from LEGO Star Wars May the 4th. This is of course the Camino Training Facility GWP with the clone cadets who all got arm printing and dual model legs, some really amazing minifigures, and also some cool builds from the Camino Training Facility itself. Yeah, overall a pretty cool GWP. I think not my favorite, but I still like it, and for now this is a solid display. But let's move on to the first Billy bookcase with glass doors. By the way, none of this is sponsored by IKEA. I just really bought a lot of products from there. And let's start with the first set on top, which is the LEGO Lord of the Rings Barad-dûr, which is an amazing set, and of course also comes with the little display from Mount Doom with Frodo and Sam, which also is a nice add-on. I would prefer to display this on my Lord of the Rings shelf, but sadly it does only fit on top of the Star Wars one, so yeah, this is its place for now, but once again a phenomenal model. I'm really happy to have this. But now let's open up the full shelf. Of course, once again I tried to dustproof everything, and of course every single shelf is lit up with either LED strips and some wiring behind it, or some other wireless type of lighting, but most of it is really just done with some LED strips. Here's another Hot Toy, and this is the 2.0 of the Hot Toys Clone Commander Cody, which is an awesome piece, besides the light-up arm that he comes with. Otherwise, I really like this one. Nice weathering, nice details, overall a really cool figure, even though I would have hoped for some more updates and a newer release. But yeah, I just like it, with the Order 66 Darth Sidious hologram, of course. Really cool. And next to it there's another autograph from Elizabeth Dulau, who plays Clea Markey in Andor. Yeah, sadly there is no Black Series figure, so I had to get a normal autograph. Usually I don't like to put my name on an autograph, and I also didn't want it here. It was a mistake because I didn't really communicate it well enough. But overall it was a pretty funny story, because she told me that one of her relatives has the same name as I do, and so she should know the name better because she didn't really know how to spell my name. Yeah, a pretty funny story, and because of this I really like this autograph. And right next to it there's the Clone Wars Darth Maul from Hot Toys. This is not the best Hot Toys Maul, but I still really like it, and I want to pair it with another figure, and of course the future Hot Toys Savage Opress once this one gets released. And I still really appreciate this look. It's not the best one, but yeah, it's not that expensive, and I really like the Clone Wars version of this. Yeah, once again the head sculpt is phenomenal, as well as the rest of the figure is just really awesome. Down below it we have a B2 Super Battle Droid from the Black series, which is an amazing figure, which I also have multiple of. And then we have a bunch of LEGO Star Wars figures, first off the Count Dooku, which I also played with as a child. So yeah, still in pretty good condition for that. And also a Clone Wars General Grievous, which I bought used, so yeah, I didn't damage the figure. And also a Sarge Ventress, all really cool characters and all really cool figures. Then we have a bunch of battle droids, some B2s, some B1s, and also a commander. This is not my entire Separatist army, but just a little squad to just have some troops next to this. And also a custom minifigure from Admiral Trench, which I would love to get as a real LEGO minifigure. Check out my 10 characters we need in LEGO Star Wars if you want to know more about this. And right next to Trench I also have a Commando droid from the Black series, which is also a pretty nice figure, even though it's pretty hard to get it stand up properly. Behind it there is the 2020 AAT from LEGO Star Wars, of course. It's slightly modified, but mostly the normal set, even though I prefer the old one. And then there is, of course, the Malevolence, which was my first LEGO Star Wars set after I got back into LEGO again. Yeah, a lot of missing parts, and I had to spend a lot of money completing the set. I got it without figures, and I didn't really know anything about buying LEGO Star Wars used. But yeah, still pretty important for me as a collector. Down below we have also a bunch of Mandalorian stuff from the Clone Wars. There is the newer version of the Clone Wars Darth Maul, a pretty old version of a Clone Wars Obi-Wan Kenobi, Savage Opress, and some Mandalorians, which we will get a new battle pack in 2026 according to some leaks, which is pretty exciting. Then we have the old pre-Whistler's Mandalorian Starfighter from the Clone Wars. I think 2011 is when this set got released. We have the Black series of Darth Maul and also Savage Opress, which both of them are amazing figures. Especially the Black series Savage Opress is amazing. I don't like the lightsaber, but with this axe he looks amazing. Then we have a bunch of Mandalorians from the old Mandalorian Battle Pack and some Loyalists. And of course also Pre-Whistler, which is an awesome minifigure, but super expensive with the cape and the printing and everything. It looks just super cool. Then we have another Mandalorian Loyalist, Bo-Katan, and of course also Gar Saxon, that came with the new Mandalorian Starfighter. I turned around the wings to make it look a little nicer on display. And yeah, I think it's really a cool shelf. Now let's move on to some more Mandalorian stuff, but this time from the TV show The Mandalorian. This is the Light Cruiser, which is a solid set with a Black Series version of Bo-Katan and also Mando himself. Then we have Moff Gideon, an amazing LEGO Star Wars minifigure with this dual-sided cape with the red and black, and also a bunch of Dark Troopers behind him. There, of course, is the Light Cruiser, which is a set I will probably get rid of once I have something that I want to display more, because I don't have the biggest attachment to it. But for now, it looks cool, with of course a bunch of other Mandalorian characters, such as Cara Dune, Mando, Grogu, of course also Luke Skywalker and Fennec Shand. Down below we have some new LEGO Star Wars sets from this summer wave, which, yeah, at least the Juggernaut is not the best set that they released. But yeah, for now I think it's okay to put it on display. I really didn't have anything else to put here. The minifigures are awesome, of course, with Ki-Adi-Mundi, Bakara, and the Galactic Marines. Yeah, really cool that we finally got them in LEGO form. Some cool minifigures, even though they're not perfect. And of course, there is the MTT right next to the Juggernaut, which is admittedly one of the best sets of this wave. It's a little overpriced, but I'm so happy that we finally got a Separatist version of this vehicle. Of course, came with Isla Secura, Bly, and also the 327th Troopers from the Battle Pack, which I want to army build in the future. And for the last shelf, we have the Imperial Assault Carrier from Star Wars Rebels. I mainly bought the set because of Callus and mainly because of the Sabine version that comes with this set with the helmet. But it's quite an underrated set and I really like the look of this set on display. Especially the play feature with the TIE Fighter is pretty cool and unique. And overall, I just like the Gozanti Cruiser, which is the actual in-universe name. And right next to it, we have the TIE Bomber on a flight stand, which I think looks awesome. Really like the TIE Bomber. With Vader, Vice Admiral Sloan, TIE Fighter Pilot, and also Gong Droid. Overall, a super cool set, and I think it's kind of underrated because not many people talk about it anymore. But yeah, it's a very cool build, and overall, pretty nice set. Here is the first big shelf, which is a PAX unit, which is actually more of a wardrobe. And it houses some of my big UCS sets, and here, of course, the first one is the UCS Millennium Falcon, one of my centerpieces in this collection. It's on an acrylic display stand to make it look even better, because I really like it when it's on the flight mode and not just in the normal landing position that it comes with in the normal set. I just think the flight stand elevates the set to a whole other level, and I love it. Down below we have the UCS 8080, once again one of the best UCS sets that LEGO has ever made. Minifig scale, and of course, because of that fully filled up with snowtroopers, I bought a bunch of battle packs and loose snowtroopers to do this. I think it looks awesome. I think you can kinda see that this is fully filled up. I'm not gonna open the whole set, but yeah, it's full with snowtroopers, which is amazing. I love the 8080s, I love the battle sequence of Hoth, which is just from my favorite Star Wars movie of all time, Empire Strikes Back. And on this display I also have a bunch of other Hoth sets that fit the theme with the smaller playscale AT-ST. And also a bunch of Towns with some Rebel soldiers. There's also the AT-80 driver helmet, which is, besides the stickers, an absolutely amazing set. Moving on from the Hoth shelf, we get to, sort of Clone Wars shelf, but not fully. On the one hand, there is the UCS Republic gunship, which is, in my opinion, an incredibly underrated set. It's amazing. I swapped out the stickered parts for some printed parts, and I love this set. It's amazing. Besides the minifigures, one of the best UCS sets. It was super fun to build. I just love the set on display. Right next to it, I have the Republic Cruiser from 2007, I believe, which I really don't know where else to put it, but I just like the pop of color in this wrap chip. I would love if LEGO would do a UCS version of this or just an updated modded version of this, because I just really like the color scheme and everything about this model. On top of it, I got a bunch of boxes. All of these boxes are empty, but I just like to display them because some of these box arts are pretty nice. Here in the middle, above the Star Wars logo, I plan to maybe get another UCS set there, maybe the UCS Death Star 2 from 2005, or the UCS Imperial Shuttle. I think this would fit quite well. But let's take a look at the boxes. On the right side, I have the Tantive 4 from 2019, then we have the white and blue Millennium Falcon from the Solo theme. We also have the 2020 Playscale AT-80, which in my opinion is the best Playscale AT-80 the LEGO ever did. And of course the Rebels Assault Carrier, which I really love the Rebels box design. In the middle there's the Star Wars logo, then we have the Republic Gunship from 2013. We have the Republic Cruiser, which has an amazing box art with the 30-year anniversary. We have the Venator and also the Malevolence, which, some of the best box arts over the years. Once again, all of these are empty, but I just love the box art. Moving on to the next Billy bookcase with some glass doors. This is actually the first shelf that I really filled up in this room. And because of this, it also houses some of my most favorite LEGO Star Wars sets of all time. So let's take a deeper look on every single shelf and let's see what we got here. On the top shelf, I have some LEGO Star Wars brickheads. I don't know if they're forever gonna stay here, but for now I think they're kind of in a nice place. We have a bunch of the Endor hero brickheads, such as Luke Skywalker, Leia, Wicket, Lando. We also have Pilot Luke, we have a Tusken Raider, and we have also a bunch of other characters such as Ahsoka, Mando and Grogu, and so on. Below that we have the blue and white Millennium Falcon from the Solo movie, which is an amazing design. I am not the biggest fan of the Solo movie, but I'm a big fan of the LEGO theme because of minifigures such as this Lando Calrissian with the awesome cape, and this Nest, which didn't come with the blue and white Millennium Falcon, but is still an amazing minifigure. We also have the one and only Pike, we have Han Solo, we have Chewbacca and Kira, and also a bunch of other characters here like Tobias Beckett and some other very cool minifigures. The Solo theme had a lot of amazing minifigures made, and it's super underrated overall. The white and blue Millennium Falcon is on a flight stand, and I kind of dig the look. Next to it there is the Inquisitor Scythe, which I'm not the biggest fan of the Kenobi show, but I'm a fan of the minifigures from this set, such as the Grand Inquisitor, the Fifth Brother, Reva, and also Obi-Wan Kenobi himself. It's an awesome set, and it has amazing minifigures, but I'm not the biggest fan of the show, so I might want to sell the set sometimes in the future to replace it with something else. But below that is a set that I won't ever sell, I think. This is the 2013 Republic Gunship. I sadly can't really fully display the cannons in here because of the size of that ship. But otherwise, it's an amazing model. I really love it. I love the minifigures it came with, and it's, in my opinion, the best Republic Gunship the LEGO ever did besides the UCS model. It's fully filled up with clone troopers from the accessory pack, which some of the most amazing clones LEGO ever did. There's a bunch of pilots, and of course also Obi-Wan Kenobi, Padme, and also Anakin Skywalker from Episode 2. Otherwise, an amazing model. I love this. I would have loved this as a kid. I now love it as an adult to display, and it's amazing. If you can get this for a solid price, I can only recommend it. Next to it, we have the 2022 ATTE, which is still on shelves, with a bunch of 212 troopers and also the new Obi-Wan Kenobi from the V19 Torrent. The 212 troopers and the airborne troopers are from the Utapau Troopers Battle Pack from 2014, because I actually prefer these troopers to the newer designs. And we also have Obi-Wan Kenobi from the new V19 Torrent, which is one of the best minifigures that LEGO ever did, at least when it comes to Jedi. And the ATTE is once again an amazing model. It's the best ATTE that LEGO ever made. I would hope that they sometimes maybe release a UCS version, but yeah, this is the one we got for now. Below that we have my Rebels shelf with the whole Ghost crew, Zeb, Ezra. We have Hera, Kanan, and also Sabine with the helmet, and there's also Chopper. I actually, once again, just bought the assault carrier for this version of Sabine. Behind it we have the old Ghost with Phantom 1, which I think I prefer over the Ahsoka show one. I don't know if it's nostalgia, probably, but I just love the design of this ship, and I think it's amazing. Maybe I will pick up the new one, but this for now is just, I love it. Next to it there's a sealed Funko Pop of Sabine Wren. Nothing special, but I just think it looks pretty cool back there. And in front of it we have the Phantom 2 with the pretty rare and old Thrawn. Next to Kanan Jarrus with his blindfold on, with also Agent Kallus. And also a bunch of Stormtroopers and these, I think, ATDP drivers, I don't know, but they just appear in Rebels, and I think they're pretty cool. Then we have the whole Ghost crew in the Black series, which they're quite dated, these figures, but I still love them, especially Zeb. I would hope that they maybe revisit them sometimes in the future, but yeah, they're amazing, every single one of them. Not my greatest posing here, but yeah, the whole Ghost crew just looks amazing next to the Rebels shelf, and I just love to have them on here. Zeb, Kanan, Hera, Sabine, Ezra, and also Chopper. Once again, I love the Rebels TV show, and I also love the characters, so I'm quite happy about this. Down below we have the Tantive 4 from 2019. Yeah, in my opinion, the best Tantive 4 that LEGO has ever done. It's like the proportions and everything are great. It came with Bail Organa, pretty rare, and also a bunch of other minifigures, and also Captain Antilles, which got re-released, so he's now a little bit cheaper. I also have a bunch of normal Rebel soldiers next to it, and overall I just love the silhouette of the Tantive 4. It's the first starship that we see in the whole Star Wars universe in Episode 4, so yeah, you need to have this ship on display somewhere. Down below there are some diorama sets with the trash compactor, which is a pretty nice set but a little expensive. The Dagobah Jedi Training, which would be my favorite if they didn't come out with the final duel. I love this diorama set with Luke and Vader dueling. Yeah, it's amazing, I really dig the look of this set. Coming to the last shelf, we have a kind of Imperial Army thing. I don't really know why, but I wanted to display some of my Imperial troops, not all of them. A bunch of Stormtroopers, some pilots, some Scout Troopers, and of course also Vader and the Emperor. And behind this we have the Shuttle Tadirum from 2015, I believe, or 2016, one of these 2 years, which is the best play scale version of the Shuttle Tadirum in my opinion. Next to it we have the AT-80 from 2020, I believe, and also Krennic Shuttle with Krennic and the Death Troopers with the pauldrons behind him, which are all pretty expensive figures, but also pretty cool figures. Overall, I like this little Imperial display here, and yeah, I don't really plan on changing it anytime soon. Moving on to the center section of my display, this is once again a glass cabinet with the yellow Star Wars logo on top from LEGO. And on the inside we have a bunch of Hot Toys figures, such as the Empire Strikes Back Hot Toys Vader with the awesome Bespin base, which I love. As I said, Empire Strikes Back is my favorite movie, Anakin/Vader is my favorite character if you count them as one. And I love this Vader. It's not the best Vader that I've made yet. It has the pleather suit and everything. But otherwise, I just love it. I love the Bespin base. I love everything about this figure. And it was my first hot toy, and I originally didn't plan on getting more. But after I received him, I just wanted more. Another figure that I've got is the Clone Wars Darth Sidious from the duel with Maul and Savage. And this is the figure that I want to pair with the Clone Wars Maul and also with Savage once he releases. It is probably my favorite duel from the Clone Wars TV show, and because of this I just like the look of Darth Sidious here. He has an awesome display base, it is overall a super cool figure, amazing head sculpt, and yeah, as I said, I just love the duel. It's so cool when Sidious arrives on Mandalore and doesn't really fight with them, he more so plays with Savage and Maul, and he is such a menace in this episode. Yeah, I just had to get this. Down below we have Anakin Skywalker in his Clone Wars outfit. One of the first figures that I bought new, and I still really like it. It has a nice head sculpt. It is the Clone Wars outfit. While it's not fully accurate with the head sculpt, I still dig the look. Next to it we have clone Captain Rex in his Phase 2 look. This is the Clone Wars version and not the Ahsoka variant. And I like it. It has a lot of good weathering, some nice details. Overall, one of the best clones they made in my opinion. And also the Superior Rex. It came with the 332nd helmet and also with the jetpack. It has sadly a little bit of damage on the plaque because I bought it used, but I don't really care because I got it for a really good price. Overall, I just really love this duo on my shelf. And the last figure in this glass cabinet is General Grievous. This is the Sideshow version. I plan on probably upgrading it to the Hot Toys version once this one releases. But for now, this one will do, and I still think it's an overhated figure. Yes, it's not 100% accurate, and yes, it doesn't stand out that well, but once you get it into a nice pose, I think it really looks menacing and awesome. It's still a very nice representation of a 6-scale Grievous, and yeah, I'm pretty happy, and if I didn't get or wouldn't plan on getting the Hot Toys version, I would be very happy with this release. Moving on to my third and last Billy bookcase. On top we have my Andor/Bad Batch section, which is kind of new, at least the Andor section. On the right side we have the Bad Batch shuttle, which is a pretty cool set, and of course the full Bad Batch with Hunter, Tech, Wrecker, Echo, Crosshair, which I still don't get why LEGO didn't release him in his Bad Batch colorway, and also Omega, which overall I really like the whole show, especially Season 3. And behind that we got the Funko Pops of them, which I'm still missing Echo, but other than that I have every one of the Bad Batch crew, which I still need to track down Echo, but for now it still looks pretty cool. I'm not the biggest Funko Pop fan, but I think some of them sprinkled into a display will look pretty cool. Then we have the new K2SO from the Summer Wave, a pretty underrated buildable figure. We have the new U-Wing from the Andor TV show, and of course also a bunch of figures such as Cassian Andor himself, K2SO, Dedra Miro, and the ISB Tactical Agent, I think is his name. Some pretty great figures from a pretty cool set. Down below I have a small Attack of the Clones display with the Jango Fett Slave 1 from this Summer Wave, and also with Obi-Wan's Jedi Starfighter. This will probably be swapped out once I get the UCS Slave 1 from Jango, which I still want to pick up. But for now, I really like the Playscale version. And also Obi-Wan's Jedi Starfighter. The minifigures are awesome with the 2 Kaminoans from both sets, especially Lama Su is amazing. Yeah, it's so cool that we finally got Kaminoans from LEGO, and I hope they continue this trend with some new aliens. Next to it, we have the first kind of diorama set. This is Darth Vader's Meditation Chamber, which I got a printed piece for the actual sticker behind there with the little hologram. It's a pretty nice display piece. And then we have also the GWP with the Death Star, which I plan on putting sometime soon behind the Endor diorama once I get this, but for now it's behind the Death Star trench run. Below that we have a kind of Clone Wars shelf that I built there with not all of my clone troopers. I showed you them in a recent video if you are interested in my own clone army, but some of them on this podium. But let's start with the Black Series ARC Trooper Echo that I got here. Pretty cool figure, I just really like the look. I of course also like Echo. And right next to that figure we have the Clone Phase 1 commanders from the Clone Wars, Rex, Cody, Wolfie and also Gree. And behind it we have the old Playscale Venator, which is a very overrated set. But still, I really like it. It was my second LEGO Star Wars set that I got when I got back into collecting. So it has a special place in my heart. Then we have the Phase 2 Captain Rex from the Black Series and also a sealed copy of the 2D Tartakovsky Clone Wars series from General Grievous, which I didn't ever fully watch, but I still need to do that. However, I still know it's a great show, and yeah, I really like that Grievous. At the front we have the Ahsoka Tano Black Series figure in her Padawan look, and also Asajj Ventress, which both are phenomenal Black Series figures. Really like both of them. Behind them we have this podium staircase look of a bunch of Clone Legions that I got here. Of course the Shock Troopers with Commander Fox, where I still need to try to swap that torso piece. Some Phase 2 Grunts with Gunner in front. Then Cody and some of the old 212s from the 2014 Battle Pack. Then we have some from the 2014 Kashyyyk Scouts with sadly not Phase 2 Gree, but a normal Phase 2 Kashyyyk Trooper from that Battle Pack. Still need to get that Phase 2 Gree. We have a bunch of ARC Troopers and also an ARC Trooper, which is probably the best clone trooper LEGO ever made with all the cloth pieces here. Then we have some Horn Company Troopers, which I think are very underrated. I really like the printing and their whole design. Then we of course also have a bunch of the 501st Troopers from the 501st Troopers Battle Pack, with the old Phase 2 Captain Rex from the Bug Speeder with sidecar set. Then we also have a bunch of 332nd Troopers with Vaughn, and also some 187th Troopers with an Airborne Trooper. Of course the Mace Windu Legion. Yeah, I really like these troopers, and overall I'm a really big fan of this podium look to see a bunch of my clone troopers here. Yeah, really cool. Below my Clone Wars shelf I have a kind of Tatooine display. On the side there is a Black Series figure of Boba Fett. This is the Episode 6 Return of the Jedi look. Amazing figure here on the flight stand. Behind him I have the best Jabba's Palace set that we got. I prefer this over the Boba Fett's throne room any day. Of course it comes with Jabba. Then we also have a pretty cool figure of Ula, which is also pretty rare. Bausch Leia, Chewie, which I swapped out for a newer version. A Gamorrean Guard and also Bib Fortuna, which is the older version. We also have Salacious B. Crump and Boba Fett. Overall, I love this set from the Jabba's Palace. I would love a diorama set, which sadly got cancelled. Right next to it, we have the one and only Cantina set, which I love this sequence in the movie. I filled it up with a bunch of other figures. But let's start on the outside. We have a Tusken Raider, a Jawa. We have the Dewback with a bunch of Sand Troopers. Of course, we have the Imperial Spy, the Jerinden, which is such an amazing mold. It's amazing that LEGO did all of these characters for the set, with R2 and C-3PO hiding there. And on the inside you can see a bunch of characters from the actual set that you get there, like Cape or Kabe, I still don't know how he's pronounced. But also a bunch of other aliens that I just put in there to make it look more fully and just fleshed out and just more like the Cantina scene, because otherwise it would look pretty empty. I removed the roof section just to see the minifigures better, and also the side belts. I would rather display the Jabba's Palace here. And overall, I'm a big fan of both of these sets and also a big fan of the shelf. On the bottom shelf we have the Chewbacca, which yeah, I actually kind of like this set. The face is not the best on the buildable Chewbacca, but I still dig the look of this set. We have the Chewbacca Funko Pop from the Solo movie, a really cool Funko Pop. We have the new Wicked from the 2025 Summer Wave, and also the UCS ATST, which if you didn't know, I'm a big fan of ATSTs and AT80s in general. So yeah, I love this UCS set, it's amazing, looks super cool on display. I'm very happy that they remade this vehicle. Moving on to the last solo Star Wars shelf. This is once again a big PAX unit with a bunch of my UCS sets. On top I have the Red 5 Luke Skywalker's X-Wing from 2023, which was an amazing build. I built it around Christmas and it was super fun to put together with an amazing Luke Skywalker pilot minifigure. Super cool. And right next to it we have the TIE Interceptor from 2024, I believe. It was released around May the 4th. Amazing set, I really love it. It's quite underrated. I feel like not many people talk about this set. It's super cool, was once again super fun to build, and just overall a pretty flawless and pretty sleek design that this model got. One of my favorite UCS ships for sure. Then we of course have the iconic UCS LEGO Star Wars Venator. Yeah, as a big Clone Wars fan and Revenge of the Sith and in general prequels fan, I had to get this set, and it looks amazing. I love putting this together, even though I had a pretty big break while building it. But yeah, once it's fully finished, it's amazing. I swapped out the stickered parts for some printed ones because I still don't understand how LEGO could just not print these pieces. But yeah, besides that, a pretty nice model. We have the Phase 1 Commander Cody helmet here. Still want to get the Phase 2 Rex helmet to pair it with Cody. Of course, we have the UCS plaque with the minifigures. And yeah, the Venator is just an amazing set for every Clone Wars and prequels fan. I'm very, very grateful to have this set in my collection. Below the Venator, we have another Star Destroyer, and this is the Imperial Star Destroyer. One of the most iconic ships from the whole Star Wars cosmos and universe. I love it. It's a set that I got just shortly after getting the UCS Millennium Falcon. I didn't really think that I would get multiple UCS sets, and at least not that close together. But I bought the UCS Millennium Falcon, and then the UCS Imperial Star Destroyer went down 30% because it was Black Friday or something like that. And yeah, so I got 2 big UCS sets within 1 week, and I don't regret it a single bit because it was super fun to build. It looks amazing on display, and I just love the Imperial ship designs. Speaking of Imperial ship designs, on the bottom shelf I have a LEGO mock. This is not a LEGO set. This is built from a designer. I think his name is One Case. And he put this set together and it's amazing. It's the Executor from Episode 5 from Darth Vader. It's a pretty huge model. It has a lot of pieces, but it also looks phenomenal. Maybe when LEGO comes out with a new version, I will buy it and swap this out. But for now, I'm very, very happy with this one. And here we have the last shelf that contains any kind of LEGO. On top I have the Bo-Katan helmet from the Black Series and also Bo-Katan Funko Pop. And also my old Star Wars logo that I had prior to the LEGO Star Wars logo that got released this year. But now I of course swapped it out for the buildable one. But now let's open up the bookcase and take a look at all these sets inside. And in here I have most of my LEGO Lord of the Rings collection. I didn't fully put every single set in here that I got now because some of them aren't built. But on the top shelf we have the one and only Rivendell, which in my opinion is the best LEGO set that I've ever built. It looks phenomenal. It has a lot of details. It was super fun to build. It has amazing minifigures and some of the best versions. You use so many different building techniques and you just build so much different stuff that it's a super entertaining build. You don't get bored a single time, even when building the roof. So many different techniques and interesting builds that you do with the whole middle section, with the trees, with the tower and everything. Also with the Council of Elrond. Yeah, all of these printed tiles in the backside here, which is just amazing. A lot of love to detail and just some Easter eggs. Super cool figures, of course, here with Gandalf and Frodo. We have Sam, we have Bilbo. We also have some Lambert spread in the back there. We have this little waterfall or this little water stream here. We have the bridge with Arwen and also Aragorn. We have the father of Gimli, I believe. Then there's Boromir with this amazing printed sword piece and some awesome printing on the body in general. Yeah, just a lot of amazing scenes here with the elves down there and the little kind of armory there. Yeah, overall, just an amazing set, super cool details. As I said, it's amazing to build and in my opinion the best and most fun LEGO build that I've ever had. If you are interested in the set and if you are slightly interested in Lord of the Rings or LEGO, I can only recommend the set. I had to buy it myself. It's not sponsored or anything, but it was just that good of a build. Down below that we have some old Toy Biz figures from the Lord of the Rings, which I got used. Yeah, these are pretty old figures, but I think they were pretty far ahead of their time. On the side we have Boromir, then we have Legolas and Gimli. Of course you have to have this duo together. Then we have Aragorn, we have, I believe this is Pippin, and also Gandalf the White, which I love when he fights with the sword and his staff. Then we have another little statue of Gandalf. I don't really know from which company this one is, but I really like the look of this Gandalf. Then we have Arwen with Frodo on her horse. I think Asphaliot or something like that is the name of the horse. Then we have Gandalf the Grey, we have Frodo in his orc disguise. I still need to get Sam in orc disguise. Behind him we have Legolas once again. I think this is from the Battle of Helm's Deep. And there's also Galadriel, which is also a pretty cool figure, especially considering that it's such an old release. Below that we have the last Toy Biz figures that I got here. This is King Aragorn. Then we have the amazing Nazgul on horse. I love the ring wraiths and the scenes where they appear on their horses. Super cool. Then we have King Elendil, which won't stand up no matter what I do. In front of him we have Aragorn in his Strider outfit, and next to these figures we have the Lord of the Rings brickheads, such as Legolas, Gimli, of course Gandalf, Frodo, and also Gollum. Behind them we have the Balrog and also Aragorn and Arwen. In the future I want to kind of implement the Shire set in here, because for now I don't really have space for it. But I would probably swap out some Star Wars sets from the bottom, which I'm gonna show you now, because they don't fully fit into this Lego Lord of the Rings display case. On the bottom we have some of my Ahsoka sets, such as the Ahsoka's shuttle and all of the figures, which are pretty cool, but don't really fit on this shelf here. He has a lot of Rings Funko Pops, Aragorn, Gandalf, Gimli, Legolas. I got them from my mom, so huge shoutouts to her. Probably on this shelf I want to put the Shire set in the Smeagol and Deagle GWP, but for now I don't really know how I'm gonna do it, and I still haven't built the set, so we'll see in the future. And here are just some miscellaneous sets and some pieces that I didn't really have anywhere to put. Some pieces from the Rivendell set, the E-Wing with the figures, then the figures from the Barad-dûr, which definitely I want to have a nice display for them because the figures are awesome. And behind Sauron and his crew, we have the 2013 ATTE, which is still an amazing model, but the newer one is just way better in my opinion. And once again, it doesn't really fit in this Lord of the Rings theme here. Let's move on to the last section of the display, and this is my Black Series collection. I've only really been into that line for about a year or a year and a half, so I don't have too many figures, but I still managed to get a solid collection. I only collect the original 6 movies, so the prequels and the OT. So any show will not be on here. On top there's still some space left for some other stuff, like Lego Star Wars or some stuff like that, but I currently don't know what to put there, so it's good to have some space left. As you can see, it's 2 movies each, and I've divided them into multiple cabinets just to make it look kind of congruent. And the top shelf for episode 5, for example, is still pretty empty, but I got some stuff coming, so this will be filled up pretty soon. But now let's start with the first shelf, and this is the episode 1, The Phantom Menace shelf. And the first figure is Sebulba. This is a pretty new release, and I'm super happy that we got him. It's an amazing figure, super awesome. Right next to him there is Aura Singh and Jar Jar Binks. Then we get the Step and Battle Droid, which is awesome that we finally got some vehicles back in the line. Super cool, love the Step. The next Phantom Menace shelf is on the next glass cabinet display case. We got an awesome Droideka, super cool that we got him too. And then we have the Phantom Menace 3-pack with Maul, Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon. I'm not too happy with my Obi-Wan and Qui-Gon pose, but I really like the Maul here. And overall I never had these characters, so it was a super awesome opportunity when they released the 3-pack. Moving on to episode 2, Attack of the Clones, we have a bunch of Jedi. On the left side there is the new release of Luminara Umdulli and also Shaak Ti, which is super cool that we finally got them into the line. Awesome figures, some nice reuse, but also some super cool new sculpted parts, especially the head sculpts are amazing. Super happy. Then we got the releases from Kit Fisto and also the release of Plo Koon. I'm not too sure if I want to leave his robe on, but for now, this is how I pose him. The second Attack of the Clones section is on the last glass cabinet. We have the Phase 1 Clone Trooper, we have the B2 Battle Droid, which is an amazing release. We have the release of Count Dooku and also the episode 2 look of Anakin Skywalker, which is a pretty old figure, but I think it still represents the look just fine. Moving on to the Revenge of the Sith, we have the Yoda Dual Sidious. This is a figure I got at a convention. Right next to him there is Isla Secura and also Commander Bly. Commander Bly is the reissue. And then we also got Ki-Adi-Mundi right next to them, which is one of the best Black Series figures ever made, especially when it comes to Jedi. And also Bakara. On the next shelf we have the 501st from the Revenge of the Sith packaging. Also the new Cody. Then we have the Black Series STCC dual set, the Mustafa dual set between Obi-Wan and Anakin Skywalker. Not the greatest pose I got here, but it's one of the best, if not the best Black Series items ever made. It was relatively easy for me to get this set. But a lot of people sadly missed out, so I'm very grateful to have this in my collection. Right next to it there's the white Magna Guard, which I maybe want to swap out for the blue one, but we'll see about that in the future. Moving on to episode 4, there are still some major characters missing, but I at least got R2-D2 and Princess Leia. Yeah, Han Solo, Chewie, Luke, and also Ben Kenobi are still missing, but I've got some Cantina characters such as Mo Money Dawn, which is an awesome release, Dr. Evazan, and also Nayland Shiel and Figrin Dan. Yeah, I love Star Wars aliens, I love the Cantina scene, so yeah, very happy about those alien releases, and I hope that Hasbro will continue with these. For the second A New Hope shelf, I only got Vader and Tarkin with his droid. As I said, there are still a lot of figures missing. Yeah, a lot of very important characters missing also, and don't even have a Stormtrooper. But yeah, as I said, I'm not that long into the line, so I guess that's kind of to be expected. Episode 5 and the Battle of Hoth are some of my favorite things in the whole Star Wars universe, so of course I've got some Hoth figures. Here's the AT-AT driver and the Snowtrooper, which I would hope that they finally update those old figures, but for now, they will do. Then we got the Hoth Han Solo in his brown coat, and also the Vampa, which is an amazing figure. The detail is awesome. He even has this feature where you can remove the arm, where Luke Skywalker cuts it off. I think you can see kind of the red flesh there, which is also a super cool feature. Super heavy figure and super awesome. Right next to it, there's the one and only 2 figures on my second episode 5 shelf. It is the Dagobah Luke with Yoda from the Jedi training. I have the vignette coming with the Vader vs Luke duel from Bespin and also a bunch of other figures, but for now, it's still pretty empty. Episode 6, we have Jabba the Hutt and also the Gamorrean Guard, which I got from my convention. And of course, the awesome Jabba the Hutt with the Salacious B. Crump. Super cool set, I got it for a pretty good deal, still sealed. And yeah, it's amazing, the Jabba is so cool with the hookah and everything. Pretty big fan of this. And now the last shelf for Return of the Jedi. Also some major characters missing, but we got Lando Calrissian, which, yeah, was a peg warmer, but a pretty cool figure. And then we got the Ewok Village Leia and also the T-Bow. Still need a bunch of Ewoks, still need the final duel, still need some other figures such as Palpatine and so. But yeah, for now I'm pretty happy with what my Black Series collection looks like. And yeah, a lot of great figures, and of course I'm still kind of expanding my collection. But overall, I'm a huge fan of the Black Series, especially the Black Series community. I've met a lot of cool people through this, and yeah, just in general, I love the whole collecting community in general. It's super cool to talk with people about collecting and just what you collect, what you like, what you dislike. And yeah, I'm just very happy to be a part of this, and also to have this YouTube channel to show you all of my stuff. But now this was the end of this year's collection/room tour. I will probably, or at least I want to do this yearly, but I will have to see how much changes in this room, because if most of it is the same, or at least if too much is the same, it's probably not that interesting to do an update, but I will try to do at least once a year, or yeah, maybe once every 2 years. But now I hope you enjoyed this video. Please let me know down in the comments below what is your favorite part about this display. Do you like it, or is there some criticism where I could maybe change some things to make it look better? I would be very interested in your feedback about this. This is also the first time that I did such a long video and like a room tour video, so please don't be mad if this is not the highest quality. But yeah, I tried my best and I hope I showed you every single thing in a kind of detailed manner. It's been a long video, but yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, I would highly appreciate a like to support the channel. Feel free to subscribe if you're new and if you don't want to miss any of my other content. And other than that, have a great day.